Hello everybody and welcome to a windy Mallorca. It's Dev's Reviews here, and in today's video I'm not really doing a full in-depth review, but I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a brief overview of my rental car that I've been driving around Mallorca with on my holiday or vacation, as you Americans want to call it. And I thought I'd just give you a little look. It's right behind me. Excuse the bird poo on the bonnet. It has been a hot spot for bird poo recently, and we haven't had a chance to get it washed because it's a rental car. We've just been using it, taking it around, so I do apologise in advance for the mess. But it's a Peugeot 2008. It's basically a puffed up Peugeot 208. Now, I don't know a lot about Peugeot, so I will do my homework and put some specs in parts of the videos, and you can probably hear a plane taking off because we are near the airport. So I thought, just as I'm about to return my rental car and film my flight review, I thought I would, well, give you a shout on what it's like to drive, give you a bit of a brief overview. I'm not going to take it out, obviously, because it's more of a last minute review, just a quick one just to say how it was, but I can give you a bit of feedback on it. Just going to give you a quick walk around of it now. So let's get straight into it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already and you're new to the channel. I'd really appreciate your support, and if you're into cars and planes, you're at the right place. Anyway, without further ado, we'll go and have a little look into it now. So right off the bat, you can tell it's quite a chunky looking car. It does look pretty good considering it's a Peugeot. Peugeot have really upped their game on exterior design recently, and their whole vehicle ethos of their car's design. This is finished in quite a nice, well, basic white really. I don't really know the name of the colour. If I can find it, I'll pop it below in a little text box. It looks quite nice. You would want a white car in an environment like this where it's sunny all the time. But let's cover off the styling, shall we? So first things first, you have got this lovely flat shield of a Peugeot badge. It kind of looks like a radar for adaptive cruise, but this hasn't got adaptive cruise, so I'm guessing it's some sort of like crash sensor, or maybe they've just made it shiny to look part of the design. Again, excuse the bird poo. You've got your 2008 badge covered in bird poo, and your bonnet's covered in bird poo, but that's not a standard fitment. It's got quite nice side lights on the side, a bit plasticky, and you have got your standard LED headlights. No adaptive LEDs on this one, unfortunately, because it is just a semi-base model. I think it's a mid-spec one, this one is. From the lower grille section, again, you've got what appears to be some sort of blank for an adaptive cruise sensor or radar. You've got these nice lattice grills with your parking sensors in them. You have got more parking sensors down there. A lot of plastic on the bottom bumper. Going on to the flared wheel arches, we've got quite a bit of flare on them, and again, they're in a funny satin black colour. Not really gloss, just matte black. And with the bonnets, you have got some nice power domes and character lines. Again, mind the bird poo. And more character lines on the edge of the bonnet. It is a plastic, well, not a plastic, it is a very thin metal tray style bonnet. Reminds me a bit like a Range Rover bonnet, but Range Rover's plastic bonnets, whereas this is actually very thin metal. Onto the wheel size and stuff, I'll pop the specs down below. I'll have a little look at the tyre in a second and give you a size spec. But they've got these aerodynamic style wheels with single piston calipers, very small discs because it is an economic car. And you have got a nice little bolt cover, which is pretty cool. And you can smell the new engine bay smell from around it as well, because this car is on delivery miles, so it does smell like a brand new car. We got it with about around 10-15 kilometers, I think, something like that. I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head, but we got it with delivery miles. I think with a second people would have it. You can see the side profile. I'll step further back. The side profile is pretty nice. As I said, it looks like just a blown up 208 that's just puffed up and bloated. You've got these funny lines that create a lot of chiselling on the side. Nice side line, and again more chiselling on there to create a triangle Dorito look. And then you've got this very chunky fuel flap integrated into the wheel arches. I'll unlock the car. Basic flip key. There's no keyless entry or keyless go. We'll unlock the vehicle. Power folding mirrors, as you can see, with built-in side light indicators, or not side light indicators, built-in indicator repeaters. But yeah, they are power folding. Now we've unlocked it, it's just standard petrol, but it's quite a chunky fuel flap considering. It has got a nice rear tail light design, and then you have got reflectors and fog lights integrated into the bumper. I doubt they use fog lights in Spain often. Your 2008 badging a bit cleaner. Nice Peugeot black badging, sorry, not blacking. Nice piano black trim. And again, I do like these tail lights. They're quite nice. And it has just auto locked itself. Again, quite nice car. It's got tinted windows. Go By Car has given us the rental car today. Not sponsored by them any chance, unfortunately. Hopefully one day. But yep, they are the ones who provided us with this car on this rental. Again, fog light repeaters, or fog light repeaters, fog light lamps and reflector. You've got a real exhaust pipe, which is quite cool for a basic car. And again, you've got this plasticky rear trim with rear parking sensors. Not too bad considering. Now let's get on to the boot space. Now, getting onto the boot space, let's just unlock the car again. Plenty of room, considering we've bought, well, 2 bags. I can probably fit another bag in here, and we've got big luggage here. I wouldn't say it's the most practical, and there is quite a bit of a load lip here, and there isn't much underfloor storage. You've got a nice little side area for your water bottle to just slap in there. And again, you've got another one on the side there. You've got some sort of retaining hooks to hold the floor up, I guess. And you've got this very thin parcel shelf held on by funny Velcro straps, or not Velcro strap, but stretchy straps, sorry. But it's an alright parcel shelf. Again, parcel shelf's just cheap, it's a plastic, so you're not expecting a lot. And you have got a well-finished boot lining with your emergency triangle in here, and some nice pull handles. This boot is a little bit awkward to shut because it's hot and the struts are a bit sticky. But other than that, decent boot space considering. And again, as I said, side profile we've already covered in the last segment. Now we'll get onto the interior. Now before we get onto the interior, as usual, I'm going to quickly give you an engine bay tour. Bonnet pull is on the correct side. Close the door. Now I don't know too much about this engine, but I can tell you it is a 3-cylinder turbocharged. I will put the specs and additional info when I do get a bit more look. It has got a bonnet stick, so bear with me while I prop this one up. And now onto the bonnet. So I have propped it up. I do apologise for the poor filming quality. I usually have a cameraman with me, but my dad's gone to the services, so I'm just showing you a quick fire review. As I said, it should be about, well, between 1 and a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder engine. I will do my research and pop it down in like a dialogue box below. But it is a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. Very small literage, obviously, because it's an economy engine. But you can just smell that new engine bay smell. New battery on it. It's all brand new. You can just tell it's all well kept. Screen wash reservoir, your coolant reservoir. It's not a lot of scuttle and coverings because it is, again, an economy car. You got aero wiper blades on this one. Got a nice bit of sound deadening under the bonnet as well. And because it is an economy car, you do get a bonnet prop on this as well. So it's nothing too fancy, no struts on this. Considering it's a new car, you'd expect the engine bay to be in this nick. Anyway, I'm going to get into the interior part of it for you now, and I will catch you on the inside. Now, getting on to the interior of the vehicle, let's have a little look. I had to put my wide lens on because it's quite crammed in this interior in terms of on a normal lens, so I put the wide lens on for you guys. In Peugeot fashion, they've got this funny steering wheel, which I'm not totally a fan of, but I can see why they've used it, because they want the cockpit to be, well, out the way of the steering wheel. If I just put the key in the ignition and turn on the electronics, I'll try and manually turn the steering wheel round. The key does feel a bit cheap when turning in the lock cylinder, but it's supposed to be that when you're driving, it's kind of like above the steering wheel rather than part of the binnacle. It is a manual transmission, so you do have a 3-pedal setup. You've got a decent infotainment, but it's all right. I would say there's a few things to improve on. You've got an electronic park brake. You've got 2 drive mode, eco and, well, normal. They don't have a sport mode on this. I don't think this is a high enough trim model. I'm just going to start the engine on this one. It is. I'm pretty sure this is I'm pretty sure this might be a mild hybrid because it is quite a gentle start. You've got electrochromic mirrors in the middle, or electrochromic mirror even, so that's where it tints when there's headlights behind, so you don't get dazzled. You've got these little LED reading lights, which are a bit cheap feeling considering, but it is a Peugeot, it is a cheaper car. You have got a virtual cockpit, or digidash, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to zoom in a bit so you can see it better. It's quite a bit of customization, as you can see. So if you want to put it on the driving view, you can see, well, a driver focused view. You've got a minimum style view. It's just a bare bones. You've got a personal one where you can personalize it, personalize the area that it's in. It's personal number 2. It's got dials, which is the coolest one. And if I was to rev it, it's got the dials as well. So it looks quite a bit more conventional. I do like the little Peugeot bottom bit there. It's quite a nice little touch. You've got your fuel meter and your temperature meter, which is very, very nice considering. It's not too bad, but the infotainment on this is not a bit ropey, but it isn't as good as you'd expect it to be. A lot of things are on these soft keys. So you've got a climate shortcut button, which just gives you all these climate shortcuts. You have 3 settings of automatic, so you can have it on auto soft, auto normal, auto intense, so you can still keep it in auto. You can change the direction of airflow or the fan speed as well, but I like to keep it in auto for the best experience. You have CarPlay and screen mirroring, which is pretty good considering. You have a nice car menu. Now, the only problem I've had with this car when driving it is there's a lot of advanced driver assistance systems, so ADAS. A lot of it on new cars, so lane keeping assist, excessive speed warning, stop start, all that stuff. Now, these are all shortcuts, but you do have a lot more you can play around with, really, like automatic braking, traction control. There's a lot of things you can do, but there's a lot of things that are annoying. So on the shortcuts, I usually turn off lane keep assist, excessive speed warning and stop start, because when you're driving the car it does feel very, very controlling. You can't actually enjoy it as much, but once you take it all off, it feels like driving a normal car. It feels like more liberation, more freedom to driving. Again, there's a few nice shortcut keys on here, but most of it is done through the screen, which is very annoying. The home menu is pretty cool. You can see there's a few settings you can play around with. My brother's made that profile, ignore that one, but I've got my Devs Reviews profile on there. You can change customization of the colours, so you can change the display colour, as in you can change the driver information if you wish. So I could put a lot of things in here, you know, onboard computer, radio, media, all that stuff. You can play around with it, and you can also play around with the touchscreen too, and just, you know, customize how you want it to be. But it's a bit too much customization for my liking, because I'm not a fan of all this customization. It's a bit too much sometimes, and you can only do it when it's set stationary, which is good. Screen color means you can just change the accent color. So if you have a look in the center display again, you can change the color of the needles, which is pretty good considering. And same with this, look, you can just change the screen color, but I do prefer it on the red. It does look a lot nicer. Connectivity, you do have Wi-Fi connectivity, and you do have internet browsing as well. You have a few audio settings as well, which is pretty good. This is a stock sound system, so it doesn't sound too good, but if you play around with it, it does sound all right for what it is. And yeah, there's not a lot else to cover really. You can get a few updates, there's a few vehicle settings. There's no ambient lighting, unfortunately. This is where it would come in around here, but I thought I'd just cover briefly on the infotainment and the interior. There's a lot of piano blacks, which do tend to look a bit and get a bit scratchy. There's a hidden compartment here for your phone holder, USB-C ports. There's a nice few shortcut buttons like locking the vehicle, your windscreen heater, your rear screen heater, your hazards, your AC max, recirc, and your AC off shortcut, which is pretty good. And you do have this radio volume. I'm not going to twist it because there might be music that's copyrighted, but you get the flow. To shut off the vents, you can just push it one way and it shuts it, and just put it in the middle. You can just play around with them really. I do like this wrapped around dashboard. There's a lot of imitation carbon fibre, which does feel a bit cheap and flakes off of my fingers, but this stuff feels pretty solid. There's a lot of cheap plastics on this car. These door handles look a bit like a Mercedes A-Class door handle from a 177. I'm sure you know what I mean if you've driven one or you own one. You can adjust your dimmer settings, and there's a lot of poverty buttons where options are missing, but this is a mid-spec rental car. I'm surprised there's black headlining in this. One thing I'm not happy with totally is there's no vanity light, but oh well. Nice little card holder again. Your seatbelt display. There's quite a bit of SOS and assistance if you needed it. It's not too bad. The manual's okay to drive. It's a bit jerky, to be honest with you, but this car is on delivery miles, so it's not too bad considering. Steering wheel's okay. The cruise control's all right to use. It's a bit hard to get used to, but once you're used to it, it's fine. But yeah, the stalks are in decent places. It's a 3-pedal setup. The manual's not too bad to drive, but it is a bit jerky. I would probably say try an auto if you can possibly do that. Interior is very spacious considering. They've got these cloth seats with imitation leather, which isn't too bad. Very supportive. They are manually adjustable, sadly. You've got this nice little pocket that comes out of the centre armrest, and you've got plenty of space in there to stick all your stuff in. This is all fake leather, unfortunately, all synthetic, and you have got an adjustable armrest. Nice cup holders. There's not a lot of creaks in this car. considering. A bit of creaks there, but other than that, there's not really a lot to complain about, really. It all feels okay. It feels nice to hold. It does feel relatively premium, considering. I've not got a lot to complain about, and the comfort is relatively good in the driver's seat. The visibility is relatively good, sorry. Tinted windows, which is very nice. I'm just going to sit in the back in a second. There's all my filming stuff. There is rear USBs, but I will cover that in a second. But so far, I think it is a good car, good little rental car. As I said, it does drive well without the ADAS systems on, so you just turn all those off so you can enjoy it. Other than that, it is a pretty good car. I'm just going to take a seat in the back, and then I'll give you the verdict on it. Moving to the back, just going to get inside. This is my brother's seating position in front. Again, you've got this imitation carbon fibres. Legroom's not too bad. They have got these like mats that aren't belonging to the car, but it is a rental company. You've got USB A and C charging, but you've only got C at the front, which is a bit of a shame. Visibility in the back's not as great, and you do feel car sick occasionally. I have felt car sick even looking out the windows of this thing. Tinted windows are pretty good in this. I've not seen a lot of these well spec'd from a rental car lot, so considering this is a rental car, it is quite well spec'd. The key does feel lightweight, cheap, no frills, but it's a good old manual key. As I said, it does feel like it's about to snap when you do have it in the key barrel, but other than that, it's not too bad. This Peugeot 2008 I am a big fan of. I think it's a good rental car for what it's worth. I wouldn't buy it myself personally, but I'd say it's something to shortlist as a car in terms of we paid for a Toyota Aygo initially, but we got upgraded to this because they didn't have any Aygos left. So it was quite a good upgrade considering what segment a Toyota Aygo is. Sorry, I did fumble that. It's getting quite hot in here. But considering that, it's quite a good upgrade, and I'm happy with it. You've also got this button to toggle the side lights, but it's too light to show you that. Other than that, I think it's quite a solid car. It's quite comfortable considering, but I would say the comfort is better off in the front passenger or the front driver. The back's more like short journeys are okay, but anything near an hour, it's like forget it. Other than that, the seats in the rear aren't as supportive as the fronts, but they're rear seats, so it's more of a bench seat. And I don't really have much else to say about it. I would say it's a short-listable car, worth it if you want a cheap rental car that's good. Maybe I wouldn't say I'd personally buy it myself because I'm not a fan of French cars, but if you want a cheap French car, Peugeot have upped their game recently. I would say it's a nice car. Would say it's good value for money. Hopefully you found this video informative and enjoyable. Thank you for watching Dev's Reviews, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. As I said, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. If you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe. Click on the links below to see my other videos, or you'll see an end screen very shortly. And other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care and goodbye for now.